Hi everyone, how you going? So, I've got a bit of a story to tell you guys. I've got a card holder who's in crisis in Gympie. And it's quite a big story to tell. Because this poor person has had a hell of a month. Alright, she's been in hospital and then had to go to Brisbane after being stuck in hospital in Hervey Bay. Delayed. Eventually got the Royal Flying Doctors down to Brisbane to do what was needed. And then her partner went down to get her. They got stuck 2 days ago on the southern side of Gympie, at an Ampol service station at Monkland. Now, that's a self-serve station. It has toilets, but there's no people there. Some of the locals were able to get to them and bring them some food and basic supplies. There was a couple of families there. Okay, they weren't totally on their own. But SES couldn't get to them for 2 days. Today, SES got to her because she had to get medical treatment. She's just come out of surgery. She needed medical assistance. All right, and being stuck at a service station for 2 days. So, I've been checking in with her. And I sent a message, are you okay? And she says to me, I'm alive. So I guess that counts as okay. Still stuck. She was taken by the SES to get medical help and then she was left at the hospital to walk barefoot 2 kilometres in the heat to the evacuation centre. So now she's got blistered and bleeding feet. She'd be in so much pain. Alright, they just left her at the hospital. They made her walk to the bloody evacuation centre today in the heat. Barefoot. She didn't have any shoes with her, Now she's also separated from her partner, who's still stuck at the Ampol at Monkland with no supplies left. They're running very low. Right? She's separated. He's on one side, she's on the other. And he's still stuck. Okay? Yeah, so he's with the car. They've got no supplies. And there's more people turning up there every day. And they've got no supplies. And, 2 days she's been stuck there. Alright, I've got a consent to tell the story, I just don't want to give the name. So tomorrow, they're hoping to have a chance that he's going to leave the car and walk the train line to try and get to her. She's at the evacuation centre, but he's stuck, alright, with no help. That's why he's going to try and get to her. Alright. Meanwhile, the kids are up here being looked after. And I know she hasn't seen these kids in a month because of all the hospital trips and all the stuffing around that's been going on with the hospital and the delays and everything else that's been going on. She hasn't been able to see her kids. She finally got down to Brisbane to get her treatments and then gets caught up in all of this. Yeah, what can we do? There's nothing we can do. Where her partner is stranded, nobody can get to them apart from SES in boats. And they wouldn't go out last night and they wouldn't go out the night before. Because I saw her put a call out on a community group the night before asking for food and toiletries. I think there was 4 families there because they had nothing. They couldn't go either which way. It was just shocking. She's well. And then today, to release her from the hospital and just make her walk, knowing that she's got no shoes on, she's got nothing with her, no supplies, nothing. That is, I can't imagine what she's gone through. I really can't. So, at least tonight she's safe at the evacuation centre. But he's not. And there's more people stuck at the Ampol. as well as a family with a couple of horses, because they were asking for hay bales the other night as well. This is just, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? I really don't know what to say. This is shocking. This is shocking. Nobody can get to them. I know a couple of locals have gone out and managed to get to them and drop, but there's, yeah, where is the SES dropping stuff off to these people? She only got out because it was a medical emergency. You know, I'm speechless. I am. And I'm worried because how many other cashless debit card holders are stuck in these floods? How many? How many are stuck in houses that are filling up with water? They're not going to be able to replace their goods. They're not going to be insured. They're going to be screwed. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to be screwed. Ours hasn't peaked here. They've turned the power off down the road from me at Shorts Creek. Around that whole area, they turned the power off because they know that Shorts Creek is going to flood shortly and that'll be closed by the morning. But the people in Gympie, they're stuck in all different little pockets. And depending on where they're stuck, it seems to be the Monkland Ampole is the least accessible and has the least provisions for people to help. Because I know other areas where people are stuck and people have gone up and set barbecues up and are cooking food for them and everything. And the community is really working really hard to support each other. But, I mean, when I spoke to her the night before last at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and she said the SES couldn't get out to them, it was like, what? Can't they send a boat? You know? I'm worried. She's just gone through all of this trauma, all of the crap in hospital, gone down, got her treatment, and now she's got to go through all of this. I'll just keep in touch with her and hopefully tomorrow she can, I don't know. The thing is, if he leaves the car and he gets up the road to get up to her, all right, I suppose just leaves the car there until the road opens again. And then they can go and get it. At least they'll both be in the evacuation centre then. She's lucky she's got into it because last night they were turning people away from it. There was 2 evacuation centres and they were turning people away because they were full. And then Chatsworth Hall opened up for the truck drivers and anybody else that wanted to go there. And they were calling out for supplies tonight. And one of the local gymnasiums put out a call that they opened their doors and they pulled out their gymnasium mats for people to sleep on. Meanwhile, people were asking, why don't the churches open their doors? It's a fair comment, isn't it? Why don't the churches open their doors? I don't know. The whole lots of catastrophe from here to the border. But if you're on a cashless debit card and you're stranded or you're stuck or you're getting flooded, let us know. Right? And you know, to all those people that are stuck and flooded and yeah, we feel for you guys as well. I mean, there's going to be people tonight that are going to go under in my town. Right? It's already at 9 meters, I think it is. And a lot of places have had their power turned off already, and you know, it's Ergon turns the power off just before it floods so that people don't get electrocuted for safety reasons, you know what I mean? So down the end of my road is now all dark. The road's not flooded yet, but it will be overnight, and that's it. That's me blocked in. Again, like last time, but this is a 10.7 metre flood this time. It's bigger. And yeah, I've just seen the news and the mess in Brisbane. We've got card holders in Brisbane too. I hope they're all okay. Because unlike other people, even if they get disaster payments, it all goes on the card. They can't just be able to clean a house out, get on Marketplace and buy new stuff, you know, secondhand stuff. They just can't get access because they're on a damn card. And there's a lot of people in Brisbane that are on the card. And they're all the way down the coast. And they're in Toowoomba too. You know, they're everywhere. I get disappointed when certain people who should know better seem to think that people in Hinkler are only in Hinkler on the card and that they don't move out of Hinkler. So, all I can say is to everybody, stay safe, stay dry as you can. Don't go out, follow all the warnings, all right? And I just hope not too many people lose everything. But Brisbane's a mess, Ipswich is a mess, Toowoomba's a mess, you know, the Lockyer Valley's a mess, Maryborough's going to be a mess, Gympie's an absolute wipeout, the Sunshine Coast is a wipeout. It's like incredible, you know. Yeah, so much water. So much water. So Granville's now cut off completely. I'll be cut off tomorrow. But I'm dry. I stay dry where I am. I'm just in this little pocket. I've looked at the flood maps for back to 2011 and the water doesn't come in this little pocket where I'm in. So as long as it stays under 11 metres, I'm going to be right. It better stay under 11 metres. Yeah. All right, guys, I just thought I'd fill you in on what was going on. That's one card holder that's stuck. And I'll keep in touch with her overnight and just check in and say, hey, you're okay. And at least she's safe now and she's, you know, I don't normally chime in. Somebody asked to come in my video. I don't normally do that. But anyway, I have another card holder story from another state where we had a situation on Friday where a parent received a message from school and it was a $2 ice cream day as a fundraiser for the primary school's tuck shop. $2 gold coin, cash only. The problem was that being on the cashless debit card, all her money was on the card and her 20% cash was not due to come in until Monday. So she sent me the message, well, she sent the message back to the school saying the kids were going to be late. And she was going to go off to the service station to offer to buy somebody's petrol on the card to get some cash so that her kids could take part in the ice cream day fundraiser. Because she'd been living through this nightmare for the last 3 years when she lived in the card region where her kids were constantly excluded because it was gold coin or cash only. And the kids were excluded. And I actually made a TikTok video about that and I had some horrendous comments about, oh, well, the payments aren't there for frivolous things like ice cream for kids and the cruelty labelled at kids. Oh, I had a couple of choice words to say to some people on TikTok. I can tell you that. Because the cruelty being lamped out by entitled arseholes, excuse my French, you know. But I just thought I'd let you guys know, kids are still missing out. Parents are having to do things they'd never do in a million years. Going standing at a service station, begging people, can I pay for your fuel and you give me cash back, so that you can, so your kids can be included in school events. Sucks, doesn't it? What can we do? Keep fighting and stop this card. Lynn Daisy Day. Yes, I have enough food and stuff. Not a problem. I should be all right. I should be all right. I actually went round to my local shop that's just around the corner here just before 7 o'clock because they normally close at 7:30, and they were closed. And they had a sign up on the door, open at 7 a.m. So I'll be there at 7 a.m. because there's a couple of little things I just want to get, because I know that I'm going to be completely blocked in tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and possibly Thursday. So, you know, yeah, so, yeah, so at the moment, I'm all good. Maryland Cheese Kennett Tattersall. So this is your first visit to the page, is it? You're not familiar with the cash debit card. You're asking why people are put on this, because they live in the wrong postcode. That's about the crux of the issue. Is it their choice? No. No, it arrives in the letterbox, and they don't get an option. Yeah, so they don't get an option at all. I've lost your comment, it's moved. But people are forced onto it. If they don't activate it, they lose 80% of their income. There's no assessments done to determine whether they need it or not. I'm just trying to read you. Is it people who can't manage money and do pokies and alcoholics? No, it's not targeted. It's blanket rollout. But the public Murdoch media LNP smokescreen painted the picture that everybody on Social Security wastes their money on drugs, alcohol and gambling, which is a load of rubbish, you know, and totally dispelled that over the last 7 years. It is for people on Social Security in 5 regions. It's from ages 17 to 67 on all payments, including disability support pension, carers payment, right? Ab study, off study, parenting payments, family tax A and B, disability support pension, the works. In the Northern Territory, or in the Cape York, it's for age pensioners, there's no age cap. In the Hinkler region, which is Queensland, is the only area where there's age cap of under 36s, job seeker, youth allowance and parenting payments, due to that was a political choice to save the local member's seat, because if he'd have put all the oldies on it like they did everywhere else, he would have lost his seat. So that was a political thing. It's yeah, it's disgusting, and it's caused a lot of harm. There's over 15,000 people on it at the moment, and we'll keep fighting to get those people off. You know, they've had their legal rights stripped from them, their consumer rights stripped from them, their privacy rights, their statutory rights, and their human rights stripped away, voted away in Parliament by Pauline Hanson, Malcolm Roberts, One Nation as a whole, you know, Craig Kelly in the House of Reps, UAP voted for it, and Centre Alliance, right? Written into law, lost their rights. So we need to fix that and get those people, get it gone. Labor will scrap the card, which will release those people. So read up, read this page, read SN7 Resources Facebook page, go to our website www.thesayno7.com and read up everything there you need. Submissions, reports, card holder stories, the works. Okay, so that's about the most briefest rundown I can do for you. Been doing this now for nearly 7 years, so go read up. You'll get shock. You will get a shock. Yeah. I'm still horrified about this lady in Gympie being made to walk barefoot from the hospital to the evacuation centre. It's cut up all her feet. She's just had bloody surgery. Oh. There's something wrong with this world. Thanks, Marge. Yeah, I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be bored. I had half a day here where we didn't have any rain and the sun came out. So I managed to get out this morning, and I posted it to my personal page, a video of Lamington Bridge cut off. But this afternoon the rain came back in and it's all dark and gloomy. We're not raining at the moment, but it's coming back again. In fact, yeah, we're sort of in a lull at the moment, but no doubt we'll get some more. I'm just reading comments. Anyway, Sue Clark says, why are we deleting comments? On my previous videos, I had to delete a lot of comments because we don't do anti-vax, anti-mandate. We don't do Rod Cullerton's Gap Party, UAP, One Nation promotion. We don't do conspiracies, Anon, QAnon stuff, sovereign citizen stuff, because we are no cashless debit card Australia. That is our focus, not everything else. And we just don't have it on the page. Plus, out of a troll attack at 3 o'clock this morning, I was being abused personally. I don't have to put up with that on my page. I will ban and remove those comments. You will find that while this behaviour is taking place, I'm being forced to turn off the comments at the end of my live feeds because I don't need the page shut down by a mob of trolls. I don't particularly want to be here to be abused. I have a lot of good supporters on this page, right? And I'm here every day, right? And my phone is on all day, 24/7. For people like the card holders stuck in Gympie. I was talking to her at 3 o'clock in the morning while she's stuck in a service station. It's not even a manned service station, okay? It's just one of those ones that you just pull into, and it's got a toilet block, no supplies, and bugger on both sides, can't get in or out, no one can get in, you know what I mean? But I saw her there and I checked in on her, and people ring me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't need abuse, and I don't need conspiracy theories and everything, all the misinformation flying around. And that's why people, you know, some comments will get deleted. If people are going to load the pages with rubbish, people we don't know, these are accounts we've not seen before. So, you know, I have a right to protect this page. We've been here 7 years. I'm not having it taken down because of some bot or some paid LNP troll or some One Nation or some freedom fighter or fake freedom fighter. You know what I mean? Not having that. Not having it. Work too bloody hard, and we support the card holders 100%. And that's what we're here for, is to fight the cashless debit card. Simple as that. And be a voice for those that can't be a voice publicly, but they want their story heard. That's all I can do. Hope that answers your question, Sue Clark. Leanne Richardson, yeah, I will keep as safe and dry as I can. I was filming the rain earlier, but it drains off my place really well. My place is sort of angled a little bit in my backyard, and I'm about a metre up compared to the property next to me, and all my water runs off into his place. So, yeah. In order for me to get flooded here, the soccer fields would have to flood, and they'd have to flood over a metre of concrete to get to our driveway. So we're pretty safe. We're pretty safe. We've got pretty good drainage for the runoff in the backyards. The way that they've designed these places, that runs off pretty well. So we're okay. You know. Okay, well, I'm going to say good night. And at the moment, according to the bomb map, there seems to be just light showers around for our region. Hopefully it doesn't, there's more rain coming for the next 2 days. Our river hasn't peaked yet, not till Tuesday morning. Gympie peaked at over 23 metres, which is a record. So, and we've got people stuck all over the state. That's all I know. And as people tell me their stories, I'll tell them to you. Yeah, and we'll keep the fight up. And if you want to help us after the flood in Queensland, especially if you're in Queensland, we know you can't get out at the moment. But if you want to help us around the country, just flick me a message. I can send you a PDF for the flyers, and get out there and put flyers up in libraries and community notice boards, and talk to people about the card, and get people to know what's going on. It is vital that we get rid of this card. We have to get rid of it. All right, guys, I'll say goodnight. See ya. And thanks, Lynn.